Phillips and Stuckey in the backcourt. Wallace deflected and stolen by Rondo. Rondo one man to beat, and he brings it back out again.
And Wallace has 5 fouls. He's not going to foul you there.
I don't know if Rondo knew it was Wallace behind him, perhaps. Pierce looking. Puts it in. And the Celtics back up by 3.
I think you can make a case for Rondo to go one-on-one, but I like the idea of pulling it out as a young point guard, making sure you get a good possession. Got the ball into the hands of Pierce, and Pierce did the rest.
Pierce 8 of 11 from the field. He's got 21 points and 7 boards. Wallace calling for it. Rasheed Wallace looking to post up Perkins. Nice up and under move. Can't get it to fall, and Perkins the rebound. It's a beautiful move. Just couldn't finish.
And Rasheed Wallace still running up the floor. The other Celtics got to realize it's 5-on-4.
Pierce trying to find an opening. Draws the foul on the pass. Doesn't matter. He's still going to shoot as they're in the penalty. And 2 more free throws for Paul Pierce.
And I understand what Coach is saying, but good defense by Rondo. Active hands, high hands, causes the deflection. Then he could go off to the races, but says, hey, that's a big guy chasing me down. Let me make sure I get a quality possession. Gets it into the hands of his home run hitter. And then Paul Pierce, that pretty step back jump shot. Nothing but net.
Rondo's been amongst the league leaders in the playoffs in steals. Pierce now will shoot 2. Hamilton back in the game. McDyess will also return for Detroit. You see if he takes out Maxiel. Maxiel has been just terrific. And Jeff, you talk about this all the time. Young guys who are playing so well, do you bring your veterans back in when they're getting the job done at crunch time?
I would. In this case right now, the score's going the other way. I'm going to play my 5 starters if I'm Detroit and count on their positive experience together to figure out how they can get scores and stops.
I totally agree with that. I think if you're Doc Rivers, you have to like what James Posey is doing. Last possession was defended. Chauncey Billups taking whoever he's defending out of the offensive possession.
Pierce knocks down another. A 19-4 run. A 15-point turnaround. Pistons were up by 10. Now they trail by 5 here in the 4th with 4 to play.
And I'm surprised they have Posey on Billups instead of on Hamilton.
Wallace looking to post up again. A high release gets the roll. Rasheed Wallace with just his 2nd field goal, but a big bucket.
The reason why I prefer, if I'm Doc Rivers, Posey on Billups is because he's not going to gamble. He's going to make Billups work offensively.
Garnett with Billups on him. Using his height. There's that high release. Puts it in. Garnett with 16. And the Celtics back up by 5.
And that's where you execute defensively. Give the Celtics credit. Mismatch with Billups on Garnett. But who recognizes the mismatch? Where does the help come from?
Once again, looking to get it to Wallace in the post. Garnett has 4 fouls. Now he has 5. They're not in the penalty yet. It's only the 3rd team foul for the Celtics.
And now when you're talking about Wallace and Garnett, you can no longer gamble on the post pass. You have to trust the help behind you, look to contest, and keep guys in front of you.
So 5 fouls for Rasheed Wallace and 5 for Garnett.
And you see the switch. Perkins now defends Wallace because he doesn't have the 5 fouls.
And a foul on Perkins. He'll take it out once again as Perkins picks up his 3rd. Now the next foul by Boston, and they're on the penalty.
But Rasheed Wallace drifted through this game. This is how you get a player of Rasheed Wallace's ability into the flow. You post him up on consecutive possessions. And this is at the most critical time in the game. I like this strategy.
Prince looking. Shot clock down to 6. Wallace has to put it up. In and out. Posey with another rebound. Some big rebounds here in the 4th quarter for Posey.
And a phenomenal job by Rondo coming from the weak side, contesting the open jump of Rasheed Wallace. That's how you execute defensively. Outstanding job by Rondo.
And you can just feel the crowd so anxious right now. They've seen a double-digit lead knocked away. Garnett to Posey. 5 on the shot clock. Rondo on the pull-up shot. Puts it in. Big shot from Rondo, and it's a 7-point lead. Timeout Detroit. But right now, with 2.5 to go, they are down by 7. Billups gets past Posey easily. Banks it in, and a foul. foul. Chauncey Billups with a big bucket. And the lead just like that cut to 5.
Chauncey Billups, a great job of lulling Posey to sleep. If you're Posey, your job is to force Billups to the screen, allows him to go away, and then puts him on his hip to contact and the big-time three-point potential play.
Billups has played 40 minutes. He's got 26 points. Make it 27. And it's a 4-point game. Rondo, Pierce, Garnett, Posey, and Perkins out there. Rondo, the floater. Won't go. Rebound tip taken by Perkins. Back up. And it's going to be Celtic ball. A lot of contact in there.
Wow, I thought Perkins on the second shot got hit and hit hard.
Instead, the Celtics will inbound with 23 on the shot clock.
Interesting, the Celtics went with a pick and roll with Rondo instead of Pierce with the ball on KG on the block.
Posey. Garnett. Pierce looking. Shot clock at 8. Garnett on the drive. Garnett to the basket. Kicks it out. Rondo, an open jump shot. Back of the rim. Posey tips it. Posey tried to save it right to Prince.
You have to shoot that ball.
Posey with the steal. He took it away. James Posey with a huge defensive play. Hamilton nearly steals it, and then Hamilton fouls Pierce. And now Pierce will go to the line for 2.
This all started with Garnett passing up another shot. Posey out of the picture. Great play by Posey. A lack of awareness by the Pistons.
The Detroit Pistons this year had the 3rd best turnover mark in NBA history. They've been keeping turnovers since back in 70-71. The 3rd best ever, number 1 in the NBA, but they've had 6 turnovers here in the 4th quarter. And once again, it's going to come down to who makes free throws.
And that was an ill-advised foul by Rip Hamilton. Make him score.
How about Doc Rivers inserting Ray Allen into the ball game? A shocking move. If I'm Doc Rivers, I'm sticking with Posey and his defense. One mishap allowing Chauncey Billups to get the three-point play, but outstanding defense by Posey this half.
Certainly want Posey out there for defense, but he's probably also thinking Ray Allen's free throw shooting. That's what the Celtics are going to have to do down the stretch.
So what you got to do down the stretch is get stops, and it starts with Posey's defense on the perimeter players of the Pistons.
Pierce, 2 big free throws there. 85-79. Pierce has 10 of his 25 here in the 4th quarter. Minute and a half to go. Pistons down by 6. Billups on the drive. Shot block. Perkins with the block. Prince to Billups. That's a 3. Short, and Garnett the rebound.
Great strategy by the Celtics to switch the high pick and roll with Rasheed Wallace and make Billups go one-on-one against Garnett.
The advantage when you have the defensive player of the year, you can switch and put Garnett on Billups.
Now the Pistons, a whistle and a timeout called by Doc Rivers with 11 on the shot clock, 1:05 on the game clock. What a 4th quarter for Boston. Trying to close this series out on the road. Rasheed Wallace steps back for 3. Way short, rebound, Pierce, and they foul him with 30.7 seconds remaining. And again, all Boston has to do is hit their free throws, and this one's over.
Really can't say enough about the way that the role players for the Boston Celtics came through when it mattered most. We've been on Rondo all series long. In certain moments, he came through huge, making plays and proper decisions. And then James Posey defensively, and Perkins also big time on the boards and the big time shot block.
And their big time scorer, Paul Pierce, terrific 4th quarter. They have outscored them here in the 4th quarter, 25-11. And Pierce misses that one, so it's still a 2-possession game.
Got to make foul shots, but how about Posey defensively, the big play. Kevin Garnett on the switch, gets beat by Billups. Perkins, big-time shot block. The role play is finding a way, but Pierce, they must make foul shots.
3 straight misses now to keep Detroit in the game. And that's a big one. That makes it 7. And again, the Pistons still have a timeout. Not going to call it here. They've got to push. Stuckey rushing it up the floor. Kicks it out. Hamilton. Hamilton for 3. Won't go. Allen the rebound. And Stuckey fouls him. And it looks like it's going to be it for the Detroit Pistons as the Boston Celtics on the verge of going back to the NBA Finals for the first time in 21 years. I mean, you can just feel the disappointment here at the Palace. They've struggled on the road throughout the postseason. They've lost a couple of games, 6 in the first 2 rounds. The Boston Celtics getting ready for their date with the LA Lakers in the NBA Finals.
And you see Doc Rivers still coaching. Says to Ray Allen, don't leave Rip Hamilton all by himself. That's not your help responsibility. Still coaching. You're about to go to the finals.
The Celtics last year, 24 wins. This year, 66 victories. Best in the NBA. And now a berth in the finals. One of the greatest turnarounds in NBA history, certainly statistically. And they'll get a chance to play for a championship. Phillips brings it up. He'll drive to the basket. 88-81. Rondo to inbound. Let's see if the Pistons let the Celtics just dribble this out, throw it ahead to Pierce. Pierce is fouled. As the Detroit Pistons are going to young players emerging.
Well, I believe when you look at this Pistons team, they are certainly in the mix. You look at the talent level, guys are not too old. They have the ability to be back in the picture and have a legit chance to win it all next year.
But it's another year that they're one of the NBA's best, but will fall short of their goals. Garnett the rebound. And now the Celtics will just dribble it out. A celebration in Boston tonight. It's been a long time. The Celtics going back to the NBA Finals for the first time since 1987. What a great victory for the Celtics. They win the Eastern Conference Finals in 6 games. And now it's on to face the Lakers.